There you go. Awesome.
Hey,
Hey, Sarah, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good as well. Thank you so much. How's your day treating you?
Not bad. I did a double today with my trainer, so I woke up super early for that. Then got home, had to hit up an audition, had a meeting, and now I'm here. So
That's
quite a
awesome.
few things before noon.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. Well, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. Now,
Of course, thanks for asking.
before we start, I have to give you an epic welcome to my show. So if you have watched some of my episodes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, that's fine. Let me show you. I think I know. Right. Anyway, so starting now with the whole interview, tell me how your passion for acting, writing, and producing started.
We'll start with acting, writing, producing. I've always enjoyed, but I never expected to either get into that or have that be like way later in my career. So
Yeah.
Acting started, my best friend when I was like 7. She came from a very theatrical family, like very out there. My family's not. They're very sports, nothing to do with the arts. And she had an audition at our local theater, which is this really historical, the Croswell Opera House, for Wizard of Oz. She went up audition, she killed it. Her whole family killed it. I was in the audience, they're like, why don't you just go up there? Like, all you have to do, go up there, sing happy birthday, and it's an easy audition. Like, you're here, just do it. It'll be fun. So I get up there, and a piano's going, and I can't even hear myself sing. Like, I am so scared to my bones. Like, I cannot hear any noise coming out. My lips are moving. Nothing's happening. And so the piano lady just stops playing, looks at the director, and like, should we keep going? And she's like, no, that is fine. Just get off the stage, kid. And after that, I was like, no, that can't happen. I'm going to come back. I'm going to get into a play. I got into the next play. I'm like, I'm going to come back now, and I'm going to be the lead. I'm going to be the best at this. So it was kind of a competitive nature in me that I want to be better than myself and prove to myself I'm not going to be that scared girl. I don't know what that was. That's never going to happen again. And then acting bled into writing bled into producing, and it just kind of was a circle that just kept rolling.
Cool. So pretty much everything got connected, basically because of the whole acting stuff. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So in 2018, you wrote and produced Phaedra Harris, the Hollywood casting director. Tell me where the idea to write that project came from.
One of my friends at that time was working with, she's a casting director in front of mine, and they were working together, and they came to me, or the other co-producer came to me, he's like, hey, we could like use your help on this. I know you write a little bit more. That's when I started getting into my own writing, just writing like small short scripts, some pilot ideas, but it was nothing like that I sold or anything. And she just pretty much said, hey, come with me, we're going to the studio, you can sit there, eat lunch, and then we have a meeting, and then we'll come back out. Showed up to the studio, started eating lunch, and the other person that they're working with just did no call, no show. And they're like, why don't you just sit in the meeting? So I'm sitting in the meeting, there's this huge producer, they're there, they're all networking, working together, and then my name just started being thrown around, like, hey, Sarah can do this, Sarah can do that. Why doesn't Sarah do this? And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I'm not going to say no at all. And then I just kind of ended up falling into it, and I produced it. It was the first thing I ever produced. It was so much work, and it was eye-opening, and I didn't think of something like that in that meeting was going to produce into this huge thing.
That's so awesome. And what did you enjoy the most about that project?
The most, I liked working, at that project, we got to work with a huge array of actors and writers and producers and people that I watched younger and then came into it, and they were asking me for my advice, and I started putting my input in what I saw the younger generation wants to see or how they could relate to it. I liked combining what I grew up with seeing to what I believe is going on now and being that middle piece, that middleman for them.
Okay. Wow. Now, then you also wrote and produced the Hollywood Formula with Bentley Kyle Evans. Tell me also where the idea to create that project came from.
So that was with the same team as well. I kind of showed up for a meeting, and my friend that I work with, Phaedra Harris, she had mentioned that they needed a writer. And I had not really written anything professional. I'm going to keep my mouth shut in the meeting. I'm just nodding my head. And she's like, Sarah can totally write for you. Like, you need a writer? Sarah's a great writer. And I thought there was a huge grand scheme she had. She's like my mentor. I'm like, okay, she's got a reason she's saying this, so I'm just going to agree with her. Absolutely, yes. I can totally do that. I will write that. I will write the project for you guys. And at the end of the meeting, she's like, oh, I really thought you wrote. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I've never done it. I had to learn. Like, I was Googling in the background and watching seminars, and I was doing whatever I could to learn how to write as I was going. So I got involved in that also by just kind of being thrown into it and learning as I go.
Cool. What do you like the most about writing?
I like that I can tell stories that I haven't seen or I've always wanted to see on screen. It's also super therapeutic. If I have something I want to say, or as a girl, we all have our scripts in our heads. If we go through like a breakup or a situation, we know what we wanted to say. It doesn't happen that way. Writing, I can put out in words what I want to communicate in every situation that other people will relate to and understand. And they're like, oh yeah, I wish I could say that, or I think that too. And I like showing people that as much as you feel like you're alone, you're not alone. And writing is a great outlet for that.
Wow, that's pretty inspiring, and also helpful, right, for others. That, because I think it happens all the time, right? Whenever you're having like this situation or whatever, that you think that you're the only one feeling like that, you know, and the fact that you can bring that, like that inspiration into this writing process, so later on people can relate to that and make them feel that they're not the only ones who are struggling with that same thing at the same time. That's pretty cool and also inspiring, especially these days, you know.
Yeah, I mean, during the pandemic, I feel like so many people felt they were alone. Some people had families to live with or a significant other, but others didn't, and it felt very secluded. So I think writing is a great way to show that you're not the only one feeling this. Even though you can't talk to people, or you might be scared to talk to people, other people are going through this as well. Yeah,
totally. Wow. And what are some of the challenges that you had when you started writing?
Well, I didn't know really anything about writing when I first started. I pretty much faked it till I made it on that. I had to learn as I was going. Yeah. And I would know I'd make little mistakes in scripts, and someone would correct me. Like, these people that have been in this industry for 30 plus years, like, they know what they're doing. Yeah. People know who they are. And they're like, oh, I think you meant to do this. I'm like, oh, he's going to totally know. I'm a complete beginner. So that was difficult, trying to keep up and know what I'm supposed to be doing while writing, and hoping that I'm not making a mistake or I catch everything. Because I mean, I'm human. There's going to be things that I just don't catch.
Yeah. Wow. And what advice could you give to those who want to start writing?
Just start writing. Like, you're going to have so many ideas come to you. I still have many ideas and things I want to write, but until you sit down, shut the world out around you and just write, that's all you can do. Like, you're not a writer with just ideas. You're a writer when you start to write. So sit down and just write. Don't make excuses. Even if the first draft is terrible. A lot of times the first drafts are horrible. Yeah. Get the first draft out of the way, and then it's going to get better, so you can have that golden script at the end.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is interesting, right? That whenever you will start this new thing, this new project, your first steps are gonna be just horrible. I mean, not horrible, but they're gonna have like a lot of mistakes here and there. But it's just part of the whole kind of learning curve, right? That's pretty cool.
You have to be okay with making mistakes.
Yeah.
And sometimes the mistakes are the best part. Things you think, oh, that was gonna be trash. Somebody else reads it and they're like, no, I love this. It's different. Go with that. So don't be afraid to make mistakes as a writer. You can always edit it. It's going to be edited up until the day it's filmed.
Totally.
Every single page will be edited until you are on camera with it.
That's awesome. Now, tell me about producing. What are some of the things that you enjoy the most about that?
Producing, I like the fact that you really have everything. So if it's an umbrella, you're at the top of the umbrella and everything falls underneath you. It's a ton of responsibility, but you're starting to put little pieces together. You're bringing people that you like to work with, that you think are talented, mixing everybody together and putting in one room and coming up with something amazing. And at the end of the day, you produced that. You created that. You brought creatives together and created this amazing product. And it's just kind of becomes your baby, something you can say, I did this. Like, this is it. I had my hand in every single pocket. There wasn't one thing that I didn't touch in this production. And it's very empowering.
Yeah, absolutely. That is cool. And any advice to future producers?
Honestly, don't sleep. There's always so much work, and you cannot put your head down on that pillow until all the work is done. You will probably be the first one up and the last one to fall asleep on any production as a producer, and that's okay. You'll catch up on sleep after production, but don't fall asleep. There's always work to be done. Keep going. There will be an end point, but just keep going. Like, don't stop.
Yeah. Preach. Love it. Now, moving with your acting career. So in 2019, you were in I Got the Hookup. You played as Katie. Tell me about that film and about your character as well.
Katie is a very naive, young white girl that didn't grow up in the hood, but she moved to the hood and is being gentrified. And she's one of the people that are gentrifying it. And she thinks that she's doing right by the world and sticking up for people and calling people out not to use certain racist slurs or looks. But she doesn't get it. She doesn't see the full picture of it. And Katie was a lot of fun to play. I got to do a little improv with it, and it was the first time I ever wore corn rolls. It'll probably be the last time too that did a number on my hair. But she was a lot of fun, and it was a lot about gentrification. I think it was a powerful role for that specific subject in that movie.
How cool. And how you usually prepare for, you will prepare a character?
Once I get the character, I mean, the development process, I think, starts in the audition. And then after the audition, you throw it all out, and if you get it, great. If you don't, you don't. And then if I got the role, I'll pick up with my notes beforehand, and I'll study the character. I'll think of what has she gone through in the past. I find whatever that I can relate to that character. I find like a piece of me in that character, and act that out as if I were that character. It's not every role. Even though it's vastly different, every role is you. There is a piece of you in each character. So I find what's similar. And then I go with that. And I'm one that, when I'm on set, I like to stay in the character. So if there's an accent, I'm going to speak with that accent until the production's over. Or if they have like a walk. Or if they just have like a heavier, like a cloud over them the entire time, I just carry that. I carry the character with me day to day. I don't go back from being Sarah Mae at home to being Katie over here. I carry that and that attitude until I'm done. They say cut, and that was the final scene.
That is awesome. Yeah, how cool. I like that. And if you could describe your career at the moment in a film or a TV show, what would be the title?
If I were to create a film of my own life?
Yeah, of your career, yeah.
I would say it would be The Lord's Supper, because it's all faith. I do think I'm supposed to be where I'm at right now in my career, and I believe that God's got a plan for it. And if anything, this last year, I've gotten very close to that. You booked the role, it's down to you or one other person, or it's yours, and then something happens because of COVID. So I've been told, or I've been shown, that this year I have a place at the table. I deserve that place at the table in the industry, and it's mine. It's just that wasn't the project. And so I have a lot of faith in it, and I know I got a place in the industry, so I'd call it the Lord's Supper. It's coming.
There you go. Love it. Yeah. And, you know, I also think the same, that we all come to this world for something, but it's up to us to discover what that something is, right? Otherwise, yeah. So basically, it's like that. Yeah, because there will be some people that they're like, yeah, but what is my plan, or where is my path, or where should I go? But that's up to you, you know. I mean, that's up to you of how much you can discover yourself by trying things here and there, and then eventually you might find the right path, or maybe you just need to keep looking. But I also think the same, that we all come to this world for something, that we're not just here because life and that's it, right? I mean, I do think that, but 100% depends on the work that you put on, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we all have a purpose.
Yeah.
It's up to you to find that purpose, and then it's up to you. Are you going to pursue and live out that purpose? Once you do discover that, are you going? Sometimes you can have several purposes. It just depends, because of your free will.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that? You got one life. Are you going to live out that purpose, or are you going to go do something else? That's all up to you. I'm trying to live that out. I think this is my purpose when I first came out here, and now being out here, there's a knowing that this is where I'm supposed to be. This is it.
Yeah, that's really cool when you find it, and you just need to kind of pretty much following that path, right? And I also think with the whole pandemic and everything, right? That well, at least it did for me, that life can change, you know, in a second, and in that second it can put you to your knees and just ruin everything, or put you in the best place you've ever been. So why not kind of enjoying it, you know? Why not enjoy life to the fullest? Why not do the thing that you love the most? It doesn't matter. I mean, and I've said this in a couple of interviews too. I mean, it doesn't matter how ridiculous it might be for some people, whatever. I mean, who cares? I mean, it's your life, and I think everybody deserves to live their life as the way they want to, you know? If you want to be a doctor, lawyer, actor, musician, I don't know, engineer, whatever, but as long as it is what you enjoy the most doing, and it doesn't hit you, and it doesn't affect you, like, emotionally, like finding something that you don't want to, but you're doing it, you know, in order to survive. And I think that's kind of the way that you should live, you know what I mean?
I mean, right out of high school, everybody's always trying to figure out what they want to do. Why not pursue something that you love to do? You're going to be working for the next 50 years, or 30, 50, however your retirement plan is. Do you want to work or wake up every day for 30 to 50 years, maybe over half your life, and be miserable at work? Like, I don't want to do that. I'm only going to live one life.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy what I'm doing. Is it going to be easy? No, but
yeah, I mean, totally.
What good is easy?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, totally. And also, I was the other day watching this video in which they were saying that apparently that the studies have shown that most people die on Monday, you know. So that kind of hit me. I was like, really? Because of the whole stress that everyone has to prepare in order to go, in order to start the whole week, but they're doing it for something that they don't like to, you know, and that they don't like, that they don't enjoy, that they don't appreciate. And what's the point of it? I mean, you just said, I mean, what's the point of doing something 30, 40, 50 years? That's something that you hate doing, and then one day you're gonna be, I mean, if you reach that old day, because probably you're gonna die before that of a heart attack or something like that. And yeah, we only have one life, and I think it's super important to just enjoy it and to live the way that you want to. And of course that in every project you want, there's going to be moments in which you're going to doubt yourself, if you
Oh, yeah.
should continue or not, right? I mean, that's pretty obvious. Or you might feel scared, but I think that those moments, if you take them as lessons, they will build your character to just being more stronger and to keep up, to keep up building that whatever you are working on.
Mm-hmm. And I think, I'm sorry, that's my dog.
That's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's fine.
Come here. Come here. The mailman just got here. But I think you can use fear in whatever you do. That's a huge driving factor. You learn to control that.
Yeah.
Then you can use that. That's going to be another tool in your toolbox.
Mm.
So why live out your life to help build someone else's dream?
True.
Live out your life to build your dream. You're not going to live out this life and then come back and like, oh, okay, I'm going to do it differently this time. Now it's my turn to take care of myself. No, you don't got a second chance. This is it.
Totally. And tell me, what's your motivation? I mean, where that energy, that passion comes from to keep you, to keep working every day, pursuing your dreams. Like, where does that motivation come from?
I would say it's changed over the years. My motivation coming out here first was my grandpa, who always told me that like he loved his job. He was accountant for GM, higher up there. He adored waking up and going to work. He looked forward to it. He wanted to go sleep early so he can wake up earlier. And he always told me, find a job that you want to wake up to and go to work, and it's a joy. And so I did that. I looked for that. But then as I came out here, I found this whole new community, and they're so uplifting. So now I want to work harder to not let my friends and family down.
Yeah.
But I'm also very competitive, and I compete with myself. And so if I mess up, I want to do it again so I'm better than what I was last year or a week ago or at the last audition. I have to be better than what I was the last time. It's not really competing with anybody else because nobody else is me. It's just competing with myself in the past.
Totally. And my last question here is, any advice that you could give to someone who recently started following their dreams?
Blind faith. Take a leap and bet in yourself, because nobody else is going to take a bet on you, and you have to do that. And I think every single successful person has done that.
Yeah.
And been fearful, and they've been in your exact same shoes. So when they're in your shoes and they did it, why can't you do it? So keep going. Don't second guess yourself. It's okay to have some backup plans. I do think it's okay to have backup plans. But don't throw out your first plan. Keep nurturing that and working towards that.
True. Love it. Yeah. I'm a little bit speechless, but yeah, it is true. I mean, it is really important. I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, it's important to just live your life, to just enjoy it. I know we have said it a couple of seconds ago, but we only have like one life, and of course that it's hard whenever you want to start something, or it's hard whenever you are dealing in. I mean, you're having like this bad moment right now, whatever. But as you just said, I mean, we're not alone. I mean, everyone feels like that every now and then, and it's important to kind of reach for help whenever you need it, and to try your best to put yourself away from that bad situation you are having, to just enjoy life and keep following what you want and keep doing what you want,
I mean, I personally don't want to have regrets. I don't think anybody does, but I won't speak for everybody. When I'm on my deathbed, I don't want to have regrets, and I would have highly regretted if I didn't ever come out to LA. Even if I epically fail, there would always be that what if, and I don't want to die with an if in my life.
Love it. Yeah, we all definitely need to think like that. Yeah. Well, Sarah, I mean, that's awesome what you say. I mean, you speak with the truth here, and that's really cool. Now, because we finished the whole interview here, let me give you an epic shout out. So
thank you.
That's right. And again, I mean, it was really awesome to know more about your writing process here, like how much effort you're putting in, that you are getting inspired from things that you might lift, or yeah, like those type of things. When you put them on paper, I think they are more real. They are inspiring as well. And I mean, as we just said before, the fact that those stories, or that, yeah, like those stories you write can relate to somebody or can help somebody, I think that's very inspiring, and that's very real, and we definitely like more real like that, especially during this crazy times, right? So I want to thank you too. I want to thank you for doing that. Make sure that you keep writing, because I definitely, I'm super sure that that at some point all of those amazing projects you have, they're gonna blow up with tons of success here and there. So yeah, just keep being you. Also, thank you so much for those who tuned in. If you're listening to this later on the podcast, or watching this later on the YouTube video, normally what I would say is for put pause, hydrate, and then follow Sarah and all of her social media. Leave a bunch of likes here and there. Why not sharing too? I mean, why not? And then come back. And again, Sarah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I had fun. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. Now, before I send you off, I need to send you off also with an epic way, so you can continue with your epic day. So,
thank you.
So yeah, keep having an amazing rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you. See you next time.
Bye.